This is the first time that you have to play away from home since the 2016-17 season. What will it be like to be away from home on Christmas Day?
I mean, it's going to be tough. Thank God for FaceTime and the ability to, at least be able to talk to the fam and stay close in that respect, but hopefully get a win and hold some of the gifts until we get home so I can have a little fun with my kids.
What's the Curry family holiday tradition?
We're big on the family matching pajamas and finding some meal to sit down and have everybody at the table and just enjoy that togetherness.
When you were younger, what's the best present you ever got from Santa Claus on Christmas?
Probably the Home Alone tape recorder that changes your voice. You leave it around the house and scare everybody.
This is Peter McAllister, the father. I'd like a hotel room, please, with an extra large bed, a TV,
and one of those little refrigerators you have to open with a key.
Christmas Day is going to mark just the third time you've played a regular season game since November 2019. So what have the last 12 months been like for you?
I mean, it's been a whirlwind, starting last year with kind of high hopes of kind of reinventing Warrior basketball. And then obviously I broke my hand and 4 months of rehab to come back and play one game, and then the season got postponed and we don't get invited to the bubble. Meanwhile, there's a pandemic going on, and watching basketball from that perspective in the bubble, watching the playoffs was weird. But it gave me personally a newfound appreciation for the chase and putting the work in to hopefully get back to that level.
You kind of come into a season where people are talking about you having to chase instead of being the ones that are being chased. What's it like to be in that position this year?
We have that championship DNA, but we have new faces, so it's about kind of blending the leadership aspect of it, the expectation to be great personally on the floor and do what I'm capable of doing.
You mentioned that when you found out about Clay's injury, it was a gut punch to you. How would you describe the emotions that followed after hearing that news?
I mean, it was rough. We all know rehab's difficult and it's a long journey, and coming off an ACL like that to not have to go through an Achilles, thankfully there's been examples around the league of guys that have done it. You see John Wall, you see KD, so expect the same for Clay, but it's tough. You want your brother out there right alongside you.
Playing without him is a tremendous challenge, but it offers up an opportunity for other players on your team to kind of step up.
I mean, our roster's pretty interesting. You look at Wiggins and Kelly Oubre, who've been focal points of other teams, but have an opportunity to kind of adapt to how we do things, and hopefully we can unlock another level for them to get to, because we're going to need, every bit of it throughout this season. Off the bench, Kent Bazemore, Brad Wanamaker, Damian Lee, Jordan Poole, young guys that have shown promise and are committed to making that jump. Who knows what it's going to look like, but I think we have the ability to surprise a lot of people this year.
What do the Golden State Warriors have to prove?
That we're different, that no matter what the experts may say or where they kind of rank us going into the season, we know what we're about. What we need to prove is that we know how to win, and we know how to do it a lot of different ways. That's the exciting part about what this season can bring.
And Merry Christmas to one of those experts. NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins is with us on SportsCenter AM. And Perk, here on a holiday morning, trying to keep things positive, but listen, that Warriors opener against the Nets, Golden State looked a lot like that 15-win team from last season. Given what you've seen so far, how have your Warriors' expectations changed for this season?
Well, first of all, Randy, we cannot overreact to the Golden State Warriors getting smacked up by the Brooklyn Nets. I just think they got the bad end of the stick. Anybody would have got smacked up by them. The Brooklyn Nets is the best team probably under the Lakers in the league. But when you look at the Golden State Warriors, they will make the playoffs this year. Steph Curry will have an MVP-type season. I love Kelly Oubre. I think he's a nice addition for them. Andrew Wiggins will pick it up. I think he's a Harrison Barnes 2.0. And look, James Wiseman didn't really get a chance to have a training camp dealing with the COVID, and he's going to be a young star. I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year. And most importantly, They are missing the heart and soul of their team, Draymond Green. Draymond Green gives them swagger. He gives them that drip, that confidence when they walk onto the court. So I'm not worried at all about the Golden State Warriors. I definitely see them making the playoffs in the Western Conference.
All right, don't overreact to one game. Okay, what about the box score for Zion? Because in that opener, it's not going to jump off the page. 15 points, fine. But Perk, he played 30 minutes, and that's something he's excited about. How do you see him adjusting, though, to a heavier workload in his second season?
Well, I love it because for the simple fact, Stan is going to do great by him and going to keep up in his minutes. But look, don't be fooled by just the double-double. The thing I love about Zion is he plays with a high motor. He plays winning basketball. He makes winning plays. You see him diving on the floor for loose balls. You see him going to block shots. You see him running the floor and getting steals and things to that nature. But you look at this Pelicans team overall, Brandon Ingram, J.J. Redick, Ball is playing well. Eric Bledsoe is a nice addition. And you have a defensive anchor in Steven Adams. They are a dark horse to make the playoffs in the Western Conference and could possibly be a dangerous out.
Talent is there to be sure. It's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together. But listen, if New Orleans can do anything, it's mix things well and make it taste delicious. That's Kendrick Perkins. Coming up, more from him as well later in the morning on a big day in the NBA. Merry Christmas, Perk. Thank you. All right, the annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues. You got 5 of the best gifts anyone could ask for. Noon Eastern, ESPN, Pelicans Heat. Over on ABC after that, Warriors Bucks, followed by Nets Celtics, then Mavs Lakers in prime time on ABC and ESPN. And we're going to cap the day with Clippers and Nuggets at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. All 5 amazing matchups are also available on the ESPN app, so that's what you're watching. What about what you're betting? The Daily Wager guys have us covered.
Merry Christmas from the Las Vegas studios alongside Joe Fortenbaugh. I am Doug Kazarian, appropriately dressed here. Hey, Christmas is the big NBA day for the last few years or so. Let's give out a winner each.
I'm going to take the Nets over the Celtics. Look at what they did in Game 1 against Golden State. They throttled them by 26. Doug, they committed 20 turnovers in that game. This offense has room to grow. I think the edge with a game like this, where the line is so tight, is the fact that Brooklyn brings a sizable advantage when it comes to the bench. You go to Taurean Prince, you go to Jared Allen, you go to Karis LeVert. That's where Boston's lacking. That's where the Nets get them. That's why I'm playing Brooklyn.
Yeah, Celtics certainly shorthanded. You mentioned that Nets win an opening. I think the Warriors are that bad this year. Without Klay Thompson, they just have so many holes. And I think that edge that they had when they burst on the scene and won the title with 3-point attempts and everything, the league is caught up. So it's not as much a shock to opposing defenses on a night in, night out. So I think the Bucks just roll here. Love Steph Curry and everything he does, but the Bucks, so much deeper, so much more talented. I think they win going away here. All right, that's going to do it for us. Merry Christmas.
All right, fellas, thank you very much. The sweater game.
I love it.
Fragile. Here's how our Basketball Power Index projects the Christmas slate. BPI has the Nets Celtics game as the closest game of the day, giving Brooklyn a 54% chance to win. The Bucks